Let's talk UVA. We're exploring, learning, growing each day. From the classrooms to the online space, every learner finds their place. Teachers, mentors, guiding your way. Let's talk UVA. Join today. Let's talk UVA. All together now. We're connected, yeah. You know how. Let's talk UVA. We're exploring, learning, growing each day.
Good afternoon. Welcome to this edition of Let's Talk UVA. Again, we're broadcasting live from our LinkedIn at 4715 Bennington Avenue. We're so excited about today's show. We have someone with us who has been with University of UVA Academy since it was known as Louisiana Connections Academy, when they only had one building over on Goodwood. And part of our team is aware of that because he too was a part of that group that began UVA in 2011. But our guest today is Ms. Shelley Centanni. Shelley is not only our director of school events, she's the parent of 3 earlier graduates of UVA and presently has one that will march in May of 2026. So we're excited about that. And the team is excited because, as you all know, if you've experienced any of the field trips, dances, summer socials, you know what school events put into having a good time.
Ms. Centanni, wow, so good to have you here. Thank you for being our guest and talking about school-sponsored events and field trips. You've probably logged quite a few miles on some of these vehicles where you go to these events.
Yes, we have.
Let's start with this question. So can you explain to us, Ms. Centanni, to our audience, what is the overall mission of school-sponsored events here at University of UVA Academy?
Well, our mission is to make sure that we provide opportunities for families, students, and our staff to engage in educational activities as well as fun-filled activities. And then we also want to make sure that we're providing milestones that families look for, like prom, our in-person graduation, our senior trip that we've started quite a few years ago now. Ms. Kim Martinez and I take our seniors on their senior trip every year. So there are a lot of things, our ring ceremony, induction ceremony for our honor programs and DECA. So there are a lot of things that students are looking for that they don't want to miss out in our regular brick and mortar schools.
Over the years, you've probably heard quite a few testimonies from families about how these events help connect one student to another student or one family to another family. Do you have any of those testimonies, or just explain in your own words, how do these events help connect families throughout our area?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's one of the most rewarding things from myself and my team is when we're on a field trip and we see those connections in real time. It gives the students an opportunity to put a name to a face out across the entire state, because we service the entire state of Louisiana. So it gives them the opportunity to be able to just form relationships, not only with other students, but with our staff and our teachers. So that allows them also to have a sense of community and to feel valued, because we value all of our students and we want to make sure that we're providing opportunities for them to meet in person.
Awesome. In a couple of words, Ms. Centanni, can you describe what types of events can families at UVA expect to be invited to this school year?
Well, we start off our school year, of course, with open houses. That's one of our biggest events. We hold 2 open houses, one in Central Louisiana to service our students in the northern and central parts of the state. Then we also have one here in the Baton Rouge area, which is probably our most attended event that we host through the student-sponsored events. Then also, starting in September, we have our first field trip, which is the World War II Museum, which is probably our most attended field trip. Then we kick off our regional field trips from October to April. And then in between all of those, each quarter, we have a dance for middle and high school students. We also have our induction ceremony in August. We conduct our ring ceremony, which will be coming up in March, along with our dances. At the end of March, we'll also have our junior-senior ring ceremony. We also have our senior trip that we invite our seniors to. We also sponsor our Beta Club. Our student-sponsored events is Miss Stacy Reed and I sponsor our Beta Club. So we have a lot of different things going on all the time.
A lot of plates spinning.
Yes.
A lot of plates spinning.
Okay, so you've talked a lot about some of the different events and which ones are most attended, and you've mentioned a couple of different areas. Can you talk about a little bit more about the regions, about how these events are dispersed across the state so that anyone could attend?
Sure. Well, we divide the state into 6 regions, and our staff divide the regions up, and we provide at least one field trip every month in each region. So there's 6 opportunities just with field trips, regional field trips, for our families to engage. So Shreveport is a region, Monroe, Alexandria, Lake Charles, Lafayette, Baton Rouge, and then the New Orleans area. So we provide at least one field trip in every region. In November, we can never leave out, that's another largely attended trip, is the Renaissance Festival. So that's an extra field trip that we kind of throw in because we don't want it to ever take that away. I think our families would overrun me if I ever not attended the Renaissance Festival.
Well, I have to just step in here. I attend the dance at the castle,
Oh.
and we were in costume, and it was so great. The kids had a wonderful time. I had a wonderful time. I got to sit in the room where the crest and kind of like the library, and the crest and all of that was there. It was just
The throne room. You were in the throne room.
The throne
The
room.
throne room. Correct.
For the queen.
The throne room. I was little princess.
She was. And we love for our teachers and all of our staff to attend those, because then that also forms relationships with our students and our families that just make them feel valued, and us too.
What is your personal favorite event to attend as a staff member, or even just to offer as a parent?
I think one of the things I've enjoyed is just at all of our field trips, like I'd mentioned before, is just seeing the kids come together and make friends. Because that's something when I first started, I was also a marketing liaison when we were Connections. And that gave me the opportunity to go across the state. And I know Mr. Sandoval came with me sometime to do info sessions, just to kind of share with our state what we had to offer. And just being able to talk to families and be able to offer them something that they needed that might be different. So I think that is probably what I enjoy most, is just seeing those relationships come to life. Because people say, you can't do that online, what about socialization? But we actually have a whole lot of socialization, where some families we call to confirm families if they're coming to a field trip or not. And one family, or several have told us this, well, we got to make sure we're caught up on our work before we come to an event. So it's a great opportunity for our families too, to say, hey, you want to go on this field trip, make sure all your work is caught up, that you'll be able to join us.
Right, as motivation.
Yes.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier that we sponsor, or that you sponsor, the Beta and DECA clubs. Can you elaborate on how these clubs and other extracurricular activities expose our students to volunteer activities or service projects?
Absolutely, and that too is one of my favorite things to do. Miss Mindy Rose is over DECA, and Mr. Bobby Hanley is, I think, a middle school chapter now. But for Beta Club, Miss Stacy and I sponsor our senior Beta, and we just came back from our state convention. We just have a great group of kids that really, when you talk about being able to form friendships and relationships, these kids have worked so hard outside of school, meeting up at different places in the state, because they live all over, just to collaborate and come together. Our engineering team did an awesome job at state convention. They met many times before convention to get their ideas down and just to be able to form those relationships. But they also were able to display their visual arts talents, their performing arts talents, and then also they're able to take academic tests. So they're able to take all the things that they do well in and be able to compete. But with volunteer, that's one of the pillars Beta is leading through service is their motto. And our students have had the opportunity. In fact, this year, Cody Lemoyne was our officer of service, and he just did an incredible job with our families in Beta, as well as our staff and our families in UVA, because they all contributed. We collected for Metanoia Manor, which is a home for women that are recovering from human trafficking, and we collected items they asked for. And it was just a great service project, and our students got on board. That we've gone to Palmetto Springs and Walker, where the students that came to that. We sponsored a bingo. So those volunteer hours are just, I mean, they're all over the place. And there's some things that we just offer that they go on their own. And then there's times where Miss Stacy and I are sponsored with them at those service projects. But since they're all over the state, the kids turn in the things that they're doing, and it's amazing the things these kids are helping out in their communities with.
And they're not only having opportunities for leadership among, like, in the organization, but also when you consider scholarship applications and or whatever they might be pursuing at the next level, all of these experiences will fare well for the student to have been involved in those.
Absolutely, and not only with Beta, we've had several students apply this year. Last year, Dylan Jacob was one of our students that received a scholarship through Beta. So yeah, absolutely, that's definitely something that they can put on their resume. And when schools see that, they know that National Beta is an excellent organization. Not only that, we offer a National Honor Society. In fact, we have our group of our leaders that from National Honor Society in Washington, D.C. right now at a leadership summit there. Our Beta students will be leaving mid-March to go to Georgia for our leadership summit. And then we'll go to nationals in June, where all the students that placed at state level will be able to compete at a national level.
Thank you. Wow, very good. That's a busy department. Can you share with us about how students are eligible to participate in the school sponsored events, or they're open to all students, and how do they get involved?
All students are invited to all field trips. So if they want to take a road trip, which we've had several families that have done that, I can tell you, I'm from New Orleans originally, so I didn't realize how rural Louisiana is. But traveling across Louisiana, there are some neat things to do. And we'll go to a community and a family that lives there say, we didn't even know this was ever here. So we expose families to things that they've never probably would have known about. So that's fun and exciting too. But whatever field trips are posted, all families are invited and all grade levels. Field trips are not limited to grade levels, but our dances are. You know, we'll have a middle school dance for those in 6 through 8, high school 9 through 12. But our regional field trips are open to everyone.
Okay, so you say they're posted, so can you explain about it?
Yes, it's shared in our Links news that goes out once a month to our families, and it's also as posted as a global message in Canvas. And then they can always contact us at events and ask us any questions they may have.
Okay, is there a fee? Will students, do they have to pay anything to attend?
That's also another incredible thing. Some families don't realize it and are very pleasantly surprised at field trips, but yes, our school does cover all the costs that are incurred with field trips for all UVA students and 2 learning coaches per household. And also, if they want to bring extra guests or if their siblings that aren't quite school age yet, they can get a discount that we're getting and they just pay at the field trip.
Okay, very good. So I know we have our high school graduation coming up pretty soon. I attended a graduation on maybe my 2nd or 3rd year at UVA, and I was just floored, overwhelmed with the decor and the food. Oh my God. Gotta forget the food. The food, it was wonderful. So can you share some of the other unique end of the year events that we have planned for our families here at UVA?
Absolutely. So we will finish out our regional field trips this coming month in March because of our scheduling with tests this year, the way our testing schedule fell. We won't have April regional field trips. However, we'll pick back up in June. We have summertime socials, which are always fun around the state. We usually have one in each region. And then we invite not only our current students, but students that might be in our pipeline that may be interested in joining us the following school year. We invite them to come as well so that our veteran families can speak with them and kind of share their experiences before they actually are enrolled with us. And we also have our junior and senior prom that are coming up in April. We also, we mentioned the ring ceremonies coming up in March, at the end of March. That's for our juniors and seniors. And that's always a fun time because our students lead that ceremony. and they kind of take over, and it's just a fun time just to celebrate those students that are moving on to become seniors the following year.
Now that's going to be in Alexandria.
It is.
At the Bentley.
At the Bentley, where it's something new for us. We've never been there, but we're excited about it because this year our theme is the Great Gatsby, and the hotel is just the perfect ambiance for that. And so it's fun, and we have some special activities planned this year for the Great Gatsby dances. So make sure if you haven't signed up for those dances, middle school and high schoolers, make sure you sign up. You have until, I think, March 6th, so make sure you check it out. We want to have as many there as possible.
I know this year they changed the date for the graduation.
Yes.
It's now on a Friday. And it's held,
The River Center, the Raising Cane's River Center. And our families, our students come and they get to spend some time together practicing and kind of getting to know each other. And that's also another great thing with field trips, because students are able to get to know one another. So when they come for graduation, they don't feel like they're alone, and they don't know anyone. So that's a great opportunity to come out to those things, become part of those organizations, because when you graduate, it just makes it so much sweeter when you know other people that you've spent time with. Senior trip is a great opportunity for that. We saw that since we started with senior trips, that when they come back from when they leave, they're all scattered and not even touching each other when we take pictures. And we come back, they're all, locking arms. And then at graduation, they're just encouraging one another and all excited for each other.
so, and I know they don't need tickets.
No. Not at this time. We've never had to do that. There's ample room. So we're always excited to see how graduation unfolds.
Very good. Thank you.
We had a question this time. I wonder if you saw, okay.
I see it.
Yeah.
What type of music do they play at the dances?
Well, I'm a stickler for that because I have children, and I hire the DJs. So I really on top of it at dances. I want to make sure that it's clean for all of our students. And in fact, the DJ that we have at most of our dances, unless he's not available, his name is Mr. Clean. And he's in education, so we want to make sure that our students are protected, and we are fully staffed from our chaperones at UVA.
Yeah, and it's different genres. It's a blend for everybody. I mean, we do the electric slide, we do the Macarena, Macarena, how do you say it, or whatever, and
we all go out. I mean, they do High School Musical songs. I mean, it's one year we sang the one of the kid show songs that they were all enjoying, and then a lot of the old school songs with Party in the USA, and Whitney Houston songs. But what's neat is just seeing the teachers out there with them too. But to kind of piggyback on that too, our dances are not, so students that say, I don't dance, I'm not going to a dance, that is not the only thing that we do. That is just a portion of it, because we realize that a lot of our students may not dance or not comfortable with that. So we offer opportunities. We bring our board games, we bring cards, the Connect Four. We also have an art project at every dance that students can engage in. So, and we actually have we always have finger foods and things to enjoy, some yummy desserts. So it's not just a dance. It's a little different at UVA.
So, but families that are listening, please put your questions in the Q&A, and Ms. Centanni will certainly answer them at this time. And if it's not something that, you're comfortable with sharing, please remember you'll be able to put that in the Q&A form, and our quick links at the end will provide that for you. But any closing remarks you got for us, Ms. Centanni, or?
Absolutely. I want to encourage just our families that haven't come on field trips, partake, not only for the students, but for our parents. This is a different type of learning. And I always tell families, give us 30 days learning curve when you first start. So we want to make sure that we're providing opportunities for our families, just like you guys do a wonderful job with parents, helping them when they have questions. But it's a great place for parents to come and rejuvenate too. So we just want to make sure everyone's partaking of the opportunities where we have.
So glad you said that, Ms. Centanni, because it's a lot of times as liaisons, we get to talk to families, and sometimes students are missing their own, friends from their brick and mortar school. And so we encourage them to go to some of these school sponsored events, because it just gets them out there making connections with other families. And look, families, if your students are isolated or feeling isolated, school-sponsored events is probably one of the ways they can feel connected and build some of these relationships.
And at our dances, we allow them to bring 2 outside guests. So if they, if they're kind of maybe a little reluctant, they can bring a friend with them. And lots of times those friends will come and say, hey, this is a cool school. We might want to look into this for ourselves. So, they don't have to come alone.
As we're wrapping up now, with our presentation, we have at the end of our presentation our quick links shortcut page. And that shortcut page provides you access to every department. It has counselors, school events, the family liaison, testing. But lastly, it has that question and section that you can pose your question and we can get the answer and provide you with the additional information you need. But Ms. Centanni, we're so excited. And this year, this is the 4th child graduating this year?
Yes.
This year.
This year.
Okay.
Then I'm done.
We won't have another little Centanni?
No, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a grandchild coming up.
The legacy.
It'll be a little while.
The legacy has been formed.
Yes.
Yes, the legacy has been formed. So as you can see, not only do we believe in what we're doing here, we also take advantage in our school of choice for our students are also been chosen at UVA. We love doing this and love seeing you here at Let's Talk UVA. Again, we're streaming live from the Links Den at 4715 Bennington. It is so much fun to see you all here, and we look forward to seeing you again next month. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe.
You know how. Let's talk UVA. We're exploring, learning, growing each day.